Make sure you wash it before you eat it.
Where can I wash it?
In the toilets. Trust me, they're clean. We just had them re-watered.
You re-watered? You re-watered the toilets?
Yeah.
Where is this toilet that I might wash my fruit in?
Follow me.
I think I found reason 2 why there are no other students in this school. Alright, so it's gonna cut. Don't have anything I can boil. Can I boil a bug? No. Come on. There we go. Oh, do I have to do it each and every time? I thought it would be automatic like the lumber station. Oh, hello Walter. No, this food's not for you. I'm sorry. I do need some wood. Oh, come on. Come on, one of you two disappear. Like, oh my goodness. I wonder if breaking... Oh, okay. I was going to say, I wonder if breaking 2 blocks at a time messes that up, but obviously it does not. Oh, there's a chicken. You belong in my other series. You don't belong in this one, chicken. And the Ferris Rotnot, which is the big...
Rotnot.
Furious.
Furious.
I know it's not furious. It's furious.
It's furious.
It's not furious.
Furious.
It's spelled differently.
Furious.
No, it's Ferris.
No,
it has to do with iron.
It's furious.
All right, put a comment below. Let us know what you think it should be pronounced. But it's supposed to be pronounced furious. We're going to finish off that collection. Oh, waiting for the player.
How do you're waiting for me?
Why? I'm sure we didn't have to do that before. It says you got to come with me.
Really?
Yeah. I'm sure we split up before. Unless there's like a cutscene or something we got to go to, but... Oh! It's the Egg Festival today!
Oh, I remember seeing a blurb.
You missed watering that one right there.
Huh?
Oh, no you didn't. It just doesn't look like it's watered.
Ha.
Oh! Uh-oh. Hey guys! Wow. It is... Wow. Okay, let's... we'll head back. Don't follow me. You don't need to come into my chicken world. Just push you back in. Can I push you back in? Again, within the color palette, hairstyle is notwithstanding. I am quite happy with how she turned out. So next up is Ruel. He is sort of the guardian character of the Order of the Tofu, and in that he is the eldest and should be the most responsible, but he's definitely not that. He's up there with one of my favorite characters in the series as well. Friendly faces vault from a newborn moongate, while a rain of quarrels holds the furious mob at bay. The knight Dupre's sword flashes twice in the darkness, slicing away your bonds. So these are sort of my companions from the previous games. Quickly, old friend, to the gate, accompanied by the swordsman Shamino and a grinning, crossbow-wielding Iolo the bard. Dupre thrusts a spare sword into your hand. Snatching the fallen priest's book, Iolo dives into the redness with Shamino at his heels. The howling throng surges forward, all of one terrible mind. You can see my cloche of cloches in the background. This is something that I've been building on stream, on Twitch, and on YouTube. This is going to be housing my cloches, which we're going to eventually use to farm some wither essence, so we can make some wither heads for a wither farm. But before we get to the wither essence, we're going to need to talk a little bit about Inferium and tiering up Inferium. There's a number of different levels of Inferium. The higher level stuff lets you craft higher level items. Let's keep an eye on the students here. Keep an eye out for any troublemakers. She is rocking out. Look at her go. She got a cassette tape. I haven't. You know what? I actually had a cassette tape just like that. Actually, it might have been a little bit more yellow than gray, but that looks very, very familiar. What's your name? Patricia Manny. Very nice. Nobody said anything about bringing my own lunch.
Okay, then, we have an emergency lunch prepared for such an occasion. Lunch. And, yeah, just, so yeah, there you go. That's your snack. That's
my snack.
Yep. Make sure you wash it before you eat it.
Where can I wash it?
In the toilets. Trust me, they're clean. We just had them re-watered.
You re-watered? You re-watered the toilets?
Yeah.
Where is this toilet that I might wash my fruit in?
Follow me.
I think I found reason 2 why there are no other students in this school. Alright, so it's gonna cut. Don't have anything I can boil. Can I boil a bug? No. Come on. There we go. Oh, do I have to do it each and every time? I thought it would be automatic like the lumber station. Oh, hello Walter. No, this food's not for you. I'm sorry. I do need some wood. Oh, come on. Come on, one of you two disappear. Like, oh my goodness. I wonder if breaking... Oh, okay. I was going to say, I wonder if breaking 2 blocks at a time messes that up. Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? I am a Jackal Wolf. This is a Final Fantasy. Okay, didn't mean to do that. I gotta remember the controls. It's been a little bit since I've streamed. A little while since I've streamed on this computer as well. This is our old computer. You know, I've got this is the one I've got the Xbox One hooked up to, which is how I am streaming the Nintendo's Classic Mini. I'm trying to remember where we were last time. It's been about 2 weeks since I last got a chance to play. Holidays kind of fell in. Tuesdays has been my retro game night for quite a little while, and I got a feeling I gotta head towards the mountains, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure I've already searched out the whole town. I think our health was all the way up. But the holidays were not hectic, but Tuesday was Christmas Eve, and then the next Tuesday was the Christmas, or not Christmas, New Year's Eve. And so I was like, I just didn't really have a chance to play, you know, the retro Tuesday night. I did a lot of streaming while I was there, but you know, I really not as much as I would have liked. Oh, these guys are harder than I remember. I think I'm actually going to stick around this town here and grind out another level just to make sure I'm doing okay before I get too far away. Yeah, these guys are a little bit tough. Oh, wow, 40 damage. Good job, Creative Kitty 09 terminated. Actually, not too bad. So we'll fight, and then we'll throw everybody else down on these guys. I know I upgraded as many of their weapons as I could. Sprl, oh, that's too bad. Guys, paralyzed Grim, that is not good. 2 damage. He didn't even get a chance to attack. 7 damage, not doing... Missed! Oh boy, this bottom guy is really tough. I say that like it's not completely random. Grim is paralyzed, not good. So fight. Grim is paralyzed. 74 damage. Jackal Wolf, you are a absolute tank. And just give me 1 second, guys. I was testing out Creative Kitty's tablet. Does not want to seem to work, and I've been trying to figure it out, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to give it a little bit of a test. Let's pop back in here, and for whatever reason, it seems to work sometimes and not work other times. So I don't know. Don't know what to think. Don't know what to do. But let's finish. What am I doing? I'm grabbing the mouse and the keyboard. I've got my classic Nintendo controller, which is super uncomfortable. 350 gold. That is pretty nice. Okay, so we're gonna hang around here a little bit, grind out a level before I get too far. The last thing I want to do is die and have to come back. Ooh, I do not like snakes and asp. That means a poison. Do I throw everybody at it? I'm gonna spread it a little bit. Oh, see, I've wasted 2 attacks now because they were nowhere near as hard as I thought they were gonna be. That is super unfortunate. Ineffective. Not good. Not good at all. Fight, fight, fight. Fight, fight, fight. Fight, fight, fight. 19 damage. 3 damage. Yeah, everybody's doing pretty good. 25 damage. Terminated. These guys are actually doing pretty good. I am quite happy with how strong they are. Monsters perished. I feel odd looking at myself in this camera here. I don't think I've got the lights very well set up. I've got them set up for using the other computer. I did not didn't spend as much time getting this ready as I probably should have. Oh, there's our boat. Alright, so we definitely got to head down off to the left. More asps. So we're going to spread the combat love. 18 damage from Creative Kitty. Sprl, 16 damage. Very nice. Grim missed. That is good. I'll fight these asps all day. Creative Kitty missed. Very good. 77 damage from Jackal. Very nice. 13 damage. Ooh, we still got one at the end of the fight, huh? Fight, fight, fight. Fight, fight. I wish there was just a fight all or a auto or something like that. You get to a certain point and it's just button mashing after a bit. So there we go. That takes care of those guys. I don't want to say recently, but as recent as, you know, last year, I was playing I don't even think it's the new Final Fantasy anymore. I think there's been another one that's come out, but I think it was 15. And I remember that song playing at the end of the battles and thinking, you know, oh my goodness, I can't remember if that was the original song or not, but sure enough it was, well, original from this one. And I've got a feeling this is actually Final Fantasy 3. It was just the first Final Fantasy released in North America, I think. My 128 critical hit. Very nice, Jackal Wolf. My video game lore is not it's not super good. I've got a fairly good lore, but maybe not as good as it could be. But let's see. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody out there, you know any different if this Final Fantasy was really the first Final Fantasy, or if it was, like I said, technically the third Final Fantasy, just the first one released in North America. And I know I've played this one. So long ago, I've got no memory of it whatsoever. You know, I'm actually feeling pretty good. Let's go a little bit further. Let's head back over here, see if there's anything immediately. Oh, Monster Strike first. Arachnid. Arachnid. Yeah, they're not doing too much damage. I think they might poison, though, which is never a fun thing. Let me know if the audio is good on this as well. I'm fairly sure... Oh, Grimm's got poisoned. That is not good. I can't remember if he loses that poison at the end of the battle or not. 4 damage. Ineffective. Oh, because that's right, because Sprl was attacking somebody that wasn't actually there. 2 damage on Grim. That's okay. He's the one poisoned, then no chance of anybody else getting poisoned. Terminated. I have been playing around with the microphones a bit because Creative Kitty and I have been recording. Since I got the new microphone, I had to kind of swap which computer was sort of the host computer. So I am on the old computer. Oh, yeah. Okay, don't panic. Do we have a magic? Does Creative Kitty have a magic? Cure? Does cure... That's HP. I think... Item. Heal or pure? I think it's a pure. Who needs the antidote? And that was Grim. Grim was poisoned. Okay. All good now. Well, nothing over here. How much close are we to leveling up? Oh, still like 1,000 away. Oh, no, I think Creative Kitty's probably the furthest. Yeah, 1,300. Actually, not that far different. Ooh, Great Wolves. Alright, we'll fight, and then let's get rid of that one wolf. Should be able, one guy should be able to take... Oh, Grim's got dropped down to the bottom now. 40 damage by Sprl. 18 damage. Yeah, these guys could do quite a bit of damage. A lot of it's because of the pack. There's just so many of them. Which is the way it should be. Terminated. Okay, so we got rid of the easy wolf, which is good. One less attack coming, even though it wouldn't do much damage. 16, yeah. 13 damage. And terminated. Okay, that's what I was kind of hoping for. Alright, so let's fight. Do I spread it around? Let's spread the love a little bit. 1 damage. I will take that damage any day. It's the bigger damages on the other guys that make it tough. Grim, 35 damage. Jack, 79 damage. He is an absolute tank. I'm kind of glad I went with the warrior as my own character. Usually I go with the thief. If I've got to choose like one particular character, I will generally go with the thief. But let's go spread it around a little bit. 39 damage. Okay, good. We got a good roll on that one. 63 damage. Ooh, did I put 2 guys on that one? Yes, I did. Terminated. Good work, Creative Kitty. And now we just got 1 guy left, and then we're going to head back to town and rest up. Might probably get in 1 or 2 more battles. I shall have Creative Kitty throw a heal on everybody that needs one. 27 damage. 17 terminated. That is good. These guys aren't actually as bad as I thought they were going to be. I think before we armored and weaponed up, I think they would have been a lot tougher. So, what was I doing? Magic. Creative Kitty. We're going to go Cure. Throw 1 on Sprl. Cure. Throw 1 on Creative Kitty. Cure. Actually, let's throw 1 on Grim. I got 1 more. We'll throw another one on Creative Kitty. And, oh, okay, let's use up all of these. Throw another one on Grim. And what we want to do now is... How do we get that... Oh, beautiful music fills the air. That's not what I want to do. There we go. So... Creative... No. Grim... Oh, okay, I've got to do this the hard way. Sprl and Creative Kitty. There we go. I will head back, restore that magic. Not in a rush, I know this is kind of a little bit of a grindy game at points. Just leveling up enough. See, this should be super, super easy. So Jackal and Grim. And then you guys can probably each take your own regular wolf. 29 damage from Grim. 24 terminated. Good job, Creative Kitty. 1 damage on Jackal. I will take that damage all day. 1 damage on Jackal. 30 damage terminated. Good work, Sprl. I think Grim's still got to do his turn. Oh no, Jackal's got to do his turn. 87 damage. I see, this is the point where I would just love to be able to hit. Oh, hey, No Pro, thank you for the lurk. I really appreciate it. I don't know if you're still streaming or not. I was watching a little bit just before I started, but you were playing your League of Legends again. It's a game I gotta try one day, but regardless, thank you for the lurk. Terminated. Yeah, see, almost nothing. No gold, no real experience from them. Should be enough gold to stay in the inn, though. Oh wait, this is the castle or is the town? This is the castle. I was wondering where I was supposed to be going. Have I been here? I'm sure I've been here. Put the prince to sleep. Please save him. I can't remember if I've been here or not. Why does it feel like I haven't? Without warning, Astos attacked our castle. Our prince was laid under a curse and our treasury ransacked. Well, that sucks because I totally planned on ransacking your treasury as well. Why? What's the point? What's the point here? Nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing here. No. Okay, well, I'm not going to do that all day. Let's see. I don't know if I've actually been here. Like, it's been 2 weeks since I've had a chance to play this game. The Cave of Dwarf is at the west end of LDC. I'm assuming that's where I need to go. Let's see here. I don't think I've actually been here. Zzz. He is definitely asleep. For 5 years, the princess slept. Oh wow, 5 years under Astos's spell. Only Herb can wake him. Well, I always thought Herb put people to sleep, but maybe I am mistaken. So, can I get to you? It looks like there's a way to get to you. Look at that. You must give me something special because you're so hard to find. Come, stay still. It is said there is a witch who has herbs. I believe that her name is Matoya. Oh, okay. Well, let's find Matoya. See, I thought we had to do something. No, I can't go down. Oh, right. That was the castle. Ooh. Maybe that was it. Maybe I just went into the town. Okay, let's stay at the inn like we planned. 100 gold, yes. We get quite a bit of gold, which is good. Okay, now let's just double check. Weapon. Short, saber, iron, and wooden. And then armor. Wooden helm, iron. Okay, let's just go take a quick peek. Hey, Big Ed Lee, how are you doing? Thank you for coming out to the stream. Playing some Final Fantasy. This is I was having a conversation, probably with myself earlier on, about whether this was the first Final Fantasy or the third Final Fantasy. Technically, I believe it is technically the third Final Fantasy, just the first one to be released in North America. So that was a large dagger, an iron staff, a silver sword. That's what I got to save up for, and a saber. 1 second here. What did Creative Kitty have? Weapon. She's got the wooden one. I can't remember. I was here like over 2 weeks ago now. I got the end of that lull. That is awesome. Well, thank you for coming out, though. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to remember where I was like 2 weeks ago. Well, I don't know, I guess it could be closer to 3 because 2 weeks ago would have been Christmas, and so it was the week before that I actually last streamed this. So let's get the iron one. We're gonna give that to Creative Kitty, and then I think that was it. I think this was the first US game. I agree, but I think it was the 3rd one in Japan. I was saying, like, it is. My lore is not. Ooh, it won't actually. Why? Oh, maybe because she's a red? Maybe. I'm sure I've already figured this out. Okay, we will leave it for now. It was 4,000 for the sword. I know I needed, and then that was. We should pick up a few more heals. Oh, right. That's the. That's not the place. That's where you go to revive characters. So armor wise, copper bracelet, an iron armor, an iron shield. So what have I got on Jackal Wolf? Armor, cap. Okay, well, they were doing pretty good so far, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to collect a little bit more gold. Items, that's what I was looking for. That's what I wanted, items. So we'll buy, let's buy, yes. Oh, I gotta buy them one at a time, don't I? We'll buy, say, 3 more pures. I've had to use them already. I'll go buy 1 more. Okay, and that should be good. Spent all my money. And then, supposedly, there's a witch somewhere. Was she over here? I'm trying to remember everything that I did. Nope, come on. What you got? Our prince was to become king of Elfland. Okay. Not a big deal. Hey Grim, how are you doing? Thanks for coming out to the stream. I really appreciate it. Just so you know, I added a couple more of those exclamation mark commands. If you want to get the full list, just exclamation mark command. The wiki says US Final Fantasy II. Oh, it was Japan Final Fantasy IV. Okay, but it doesn't say anything about the very first one then. Oh, Crimson Command. I didn't mention it to Big Edley either, but there's a couple more in there. The most notable one, I think, is going to be the dad joke one. I think that was probably my favorite one, but I added a couple in there for Creative Kitty as well. Just because it felt right to add a few, so... 41 or 42 damage, critical hit. Yeah, somebody suggested the dad. Is that working, Grim? Oh, commands. Yes. Okay, I think that might be right. Now available at that link. Yeah, so that's good. That it was the exclamation mark commands. Somebody at my last stream suggested to use the dad, that I needed the dad joke one, so I added one in. Hopefully, I don't know, hopefully it works. I haven't really had much chance to test it out, but I don't know, it made me laugh, so dad joke. That dad joke was what all the kids, all the cool kids will call the exploding device with the lit fuse. I don't know, I thought it was cute, but excuse me. I've definitely got to throw a couple more in there. I don't know, any suggestions, anything that needs a Nightbot command that anybody and everybody can kind of maybe not spam, but certainly spice up the chat with would probably be an idea. So if you guys got any ideas, let me know. I'd love to add some more in there. I don't know if I should add maybe some game-specific ones, because I mean, I'm going to be doing a lot of Minecraft for the most part. Maybe, I don't know, there's a bunch of other games that I'll probably end up playing as well. Okay, there's a NES thing. Yes, okay, Final Fantasy was released in Japan in 1987 and in North America in 1990 on NES. Okay, so maybe this was the first one then. I'd keep them non-game specific. Yeah, it's probably an idea. There may be one or two Minecraft ones I might have to throw in there. Something about creepers maybe, I don't know. Boy, that light is really shining on my forehead. I've got the lighting set up more for streaming on the other computer, not on this one, and I really should have played around with it a little bit. This is the one I've got the Xbox 360, or not the Xbox 360, the Xbox One hooked up to, and then I've got it to the only way I could play, or the only way I could stream the Nintendo Classic was to hook up the Mini to the Xbox through the cable input, and then stream that to stream the Xbox to my PC, and then my PC out into the Twitter land. So I don't know, it seems to work. It doesn't seem like it looks like it carries over pretty well. I haven't really done it with anything other than the oh no, you know what, I did early on stream some NHL 19, which I think was pretty good. Actually, I want to go, I'm not even paying attention to the battle. I'm just like mashing buttons, assuming I know what's going on. On the Super NES, Final Fantasy II was the first US release, or games that everyone would be familiar. That is true, Grim. I certainly wouldn't want to do it with something that nobody knows what's going on with it, but I don't know. I got to come up with some ideas for sure. They remind me, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the old bulletin board services from back in the late 80s, early 90s. I spent quite a bit of my teenage years on bulletin board services, and the macro, to make the commands is very much like making the macros. And we used to come up with some really, really great ones. The very first one that I did, the very first command I did, if you type in !wolf, I think it is, that was very similar to like my favorite one that I used back in the bulletin board days, which was a long time ago for me, to be honest. It was a really, really long time ago. Okay, so I'm kind of just exploring, kind of just grinding. This is just a dead end here. One ogre, we can take him, no problem. Just fight, 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 fight. Yeah, I certainly haven't played all of the Final Fantasies. Final Fantasy VII, I played an absolute ton of it. I think Final Fantasy VII, other than Final Fantasy 15, which I thought was really well done, I think Final Fantasy VII was my all-time favorite Final Fantasy. I thought they did just an amazing job. It's one of the first video games I remember seeing an actual TV commercial for. Something that they promoted really hard as, can we search here? It just seems like an odd spot. Item, loot. Yeah, just, oh, what second? Loot? Okay, never mind. I don't know, it just seems like it was really, really well put together. Really great story. Did you ever play any MUDs? Yes. Those were the multiplayer games. There was a space game I used to absolutely love, where you could get your own planets and build up your own ships. What was some of the other ones? But they were they're sort of like little text games, but you could do a multiplayer off of BBS services and that. If we're talking about the same thing. MUDs does sound familiar, and I think I know what you're talking about. I'd have to I can't think of any other game that they'd be called, or any other word that they'd be called, but holy cow, these simple wolves are giving me trouble. Oh, one thing I got to do is I've got to tweak Nightbot. No, I think you got it. Okay, good. Then we know we're talking about the same thing. I remember being in like the BBS that I was on most frequently. I think it was called Nucleus. I remember when they first opened up an international, like it used to just be people in town, and then they opened up an actual international one. It was like the very first time I'd ever chatted with people from like the States or stuff like that, and just being amazed that I could, type to somebody in a different country, never mind just a different town, like it was a different country. It was a long time ago. It was. I would have been in my young teens with the dial-up modems. I know I had a 14.4, and I can't remember if that was my first modem. I remember I had a buddy who had a 2400 baud modem. I can't remember if I had a 2400 baud, but I know soon I was up to the 14.4. Wow, that was a long time ago. I remember going over to a friend's house and playing like Police Quest and King's Quest, and like we would play the games together. Like even though they're like single player games, we would still play them together. Flight Simulator, the original Mech Warrior. Okay, it wasn't the original. There was a couple of old top-down ones that were really kind of like hard to play. But the Blazing Aces Mech Warrior, I remember we used to play that like 2, even 3 people would all be trying to play at the same time, because it would be just so slow on the computer that the battle would be like half an hour just for your mech to walk to the point where you could be in a battle, and it was like just really slow paced. And then I played it on a newer computer like a couple of years later, and it was just so fast, like it was just over and done with before you knew it. So were you part of any BBS's, Grim or Big Edley? I know we are all probably of a generation, so if not, close, that generation that that remembers things like stuff like that. I'm not saying like we're all old. We're just of a generation that remembers these old forms of entertainment, old forms of the internet. I remember the first time I was on a graphical web browser. I think I was in university, was the first time I really sat down and used a graphical web browser. That can't be right. We must have had them before I was in university. It couldn't have been long. It would have been high school at the very least, but we got down here. One second. How are we doing? I'm not even really paying attention to the game. Everybody's alive. That is good. Oh, there's a hole in the ground. So we'll go spread the attack, love. I wasn't online until the late 90s. Oh, okay. Well, okay, now, to be fair, high school, grade 12 for me was 95. So I know I was BBSing in high school and probably in junior high. So yeah, no, I guess I would have been early 90s as when I was online. Yeah, no, it's changed an awful lot. Like, it is absolutely amazing how much things have changed. And some of the, things I would never have, imagined are now like super common. Ooh, was that Creative Kitty took 11? Just still doing okay. Terminated. I'm gonna see how close I am to leveling up. If I'm close, I'm gonna head back to the town and then come back. If not, if I'm within 500, 752. Okay, let's pop into the hole and see. Ooh, did they attack? Can we talk? Nope. Okay. Ooh, okay. These guys look shadow. 8 damage. Okay, we can deal with that. 1 damage. We can deal with that. 1 damage. We can deal with that. I graduated in 88 after I got married. We got internet like 98. I played DOS games and old PC. 88, I built LOL. You know what? I remember my 86. It wasn't even a 286 or 286 too. It was an 86, and I remember going from 4 colors to 16 colors and thinking it was like the most amazing things in the world. Okay, I'm gonna split the attack love here. Yeah, that's crazy. In 88 and DOS, I used to love DOS. I used to hate Windows, simply because I just felt like it was just a huge memory hog. Like Windows 95 was like, I just couldn't stand it. I just wanted to use Dark. Zork, yes, I do remember Zork. There was 2 or 3 of them, I think. 1 second, we don't want to... You fight the bottom guy. We'll go like that. I remember Zork. I played a bunch of those text games. The old Guess the Verb games. Yeah, I think 3. Yeah, I definitely played the first 1 or 2. I don't know if I ever played the 3rd one. Yeah, I remember the Hero's Quest, which later became the Quest to be a Hero, and again the Colonel's Bequest. There was the Knights of Camelot, the Search for the Holy Grail one, not like a Monty Python one, but an actual. These guys aren't too bad. I think I'm going to stay in here for a bit. Quest for Camelot or something like that. 8086, that's right. I remember going to a computer show and picking up a used 386 chipset that I thought was so cool. Yeah, no, I remember getting my very first hard drive, and it was, I want to say it was only 2 megs, but it was probably 20 megs, and thinking to myself that there's no way I'm ever going to fill up this much space. Like, there's just too much space here. I'll never ever fill it up. And then, like, 2 months later, just having no space on the hard drive. It was, it was quite funny. Oh my goodness, all these things. I haven't thought about stuff like that for years. Who needs to recover? Throw some heal on Creative Kitty 09. I remember my parents bought me and my sister a Commodore 64. Key, so you can't talk to the bats. Okay. We had a Commodore 64. I remember programming it with a, like, program out of a book. There's a game called Pigs in Space, which was super fun. I played Paperboy on there. I was like I don't even think it was a good version of Paperboy. What else do I remember? I remember my cousin. They had an actual cassette tape drive, and Pitfall. We used to play Pitfall on that, and you'd have to fast forward and rewind and fast forward and rewind. Wow, I can't remember that. I still have my T199 4A. Use an audio cassette for a writable drive. Yeah, no, I doubt my cousin still got his, but I know. Well, his dad had one, right? But we only ever played games on it. Yeah, no, I remember they also bought a drive, and it wasn't the 5.5 floppy. It was like I'm gonna say like an 8x8 floppy drive. I'm calling it a floppy drive because it wasn't a hard drive. It was, you pull in and pull out. And I don't remember what it was called, but it was just a massive disc that was just, Grim is poisoned. Grim, you're poisoned. Stop getting poisoned. That's the second time you've gotten poisoned today. 2 hits, 2 deaths. Oh, wow. We are not doing a lot of damage on this guy. Okay, try this again. I don't know how we beat the first one. I'm not even really paying attention, but I like poison. Yeah, the big floppies, lol. It makes me feel funny. Oh, I bet it does. I don't know how we beat the first guy. It doesn't make sense. Nobody's doing any damage to this guy. Oh, wait, you know what? I think Jackal got a critical on him. So let's fight, and then let's magic up a Fire 2. See if that does anything. Yeah, it was an 8-inch floppy. Yeah, that would be probably what it was. It was an 8-inch floppy disk. Yeah, no, I don't even remember if he had any games on that one or not. I just remember going over there and, ooh, that was a nice one. 142 damage. He better be dead. Creative Kitty, that is a great spell. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I remember when I was in university, I originally took computer programming. I didn't really enjoy it. But it would have been 96 or 97. And in the computer science program, we had to take Fortran. And I remember the teacher telling us that, oh, right, Grim is poisoned. Poisoned, you're poisoned. I remember the teacher telling us that it didn't really matter because we were literally the last class that was ever going to learn Fortran because they were going to discontinue that language at the university because nobody was using it anymore. Like it was a defunct old language. Oh. Okay, let's just check. You know what? I remember this. I remember this. All of a sudden, I remember. This is a game I know I rented back when you could rent games. That's something else. And I remember being in this cave. Holy cow, that's an odd memory. Okay, I'm pretty sure. I guess it could be a different cave in this game that just all look the same. That could be a possibility. They were 80 kilobytes. Wow. I remember the little... Oh boy. A CD was $7.50. The 3.5 inches were... Oh boy, I want to say like 500, maybe less. I can't even remember what the 5.5 inch floppies were. Oh boy, it was so long ago. I was over at my parents'. This was a couple months ago, and I've still got stuff over there. And I remember going through a box of stuff, and I had a box of discs of the old. I didn't have any of the big floppies, but I had a bunch of the 3.5 inch floppy discs with a bunch of games on it that I would still love to play. But I'd have to go out and get a proper drive for them, and I could probably find one on Amazon. It's probably not that difficult, but how's everybody doing? I'm doing okay. When I bought my Texas Instruments, it came with a basic book, and I remember type forever to make a figure dance. Yeah, I remember taking basic programming. What was the other one? Is nothing over here? Nothing here. I remember, what was Pascal? I remember learning Pascal. Zombies and ghouls. Why does this feel like it could be a tough battle? Okay, let's put you... We'll spread the love a little bit. Oh, right. Grim got bumped to the bottom because he got poisoned. I gotta remember to fix that. Yeah, no, I remember making rocket ships. Oregon Trail. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Teen Titans. Creative Kitty absolutely loves it. Oh, Paralyzed. That's not good. Oh, this might be bad. This might be bad. Do I missed. Okay, we're gonna try one more round. Terminate. Okay, so we can take these guys. Oregon Trail. Teen Titans. Creative Kitty absolutely loves it, and there's this one episode where Robin is they're teaching them about like the olden times, and it's an Oregon Trail style of you died. Yeah. Robin died of dysentery. Yeah, no, I remember telling her, like, the first time we saw it, was like, that is exactly what the game is like. The part where he goes hunting, and he's like, well, why would you want to hunt? Like, what's the point? He's like, because it's the only fun part of the game. And I played that game so many times, and I played it in elementary. I remember we used to have a computer room in elementary. Ooh, is everybody stunned? I'm hoping. Ooh, KK09. That's not good. Yeah. Let's. You know what? Let's run. 25 damage. Yeah, I think this is the opportunity to get out of here. Come on. 3 damage. Yeah, these guys are a little close call. Okay, that means we get out. Okay, so now is everybody... Okay, let's heal up. Magic. Creative Kitty 09. Oh, no, here we go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, no, I remember playing that in the computer room after school. Just for whatever reason, I had to stick around or whatever. We could go into the computer room and spend like an hour or something after school. I remember absolutely loving that game, and wow, definitely that's something I gotta a memory lane command or something like that, or an Oregon Trail command would probably be pretty good. It could call the user's name, or you could probably hashtag Oregon, and then another user's name would come up. That user's name died of dysentery. I got to remember that one, Grim. I absolutely got to remember that. That is going to be a good one. Oh, hey Tharzo12, how are you doing? Thank you for coming out to the stream. I am streaming a little bit of Final Fantasy and reminiscing of computers in the days of old. Back in the olden times. Hey No Pro, thank you for the lurk refresh. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, no, I don't know. Don't know how much. The 5 1/4 was 98 kilobytes, so 100 kilobytes. So the 3 1/2, I'm sure, was like 4 or 5 times the 5 1/2. Oh wait, no. Was the 5 1/2 a meg? No, it wasn't a meg. Oh, I can't remember now. That is so long ago. Spanish speak? No, sorry, Tharzo, I do not speak Spanish. I am Canadian, unfortunate. Well, not unfortunately. I am Canadian, and it's just not a language that I pick up. I can speak a little bit of Japanese. I spent a year in Japan. But unfortunately, no, I'm sorry, I don't speak any Spanish. They expanded the 5 1/4 to 110 with 5 tracks. Oh my goodness. That is just absolutely, that is insane. And now, you know, because so it's 100, so we'll call it 100 kilobytes. And I remember there were games that would be, you know, 5 or 10 of those little discs, and it would, you'd have to, you know, pop them in and pop them out, or you put them on a hard drive or something like that. And yeah, like it just being like 5 or 10 of those discs, and like it would be a great game, but it wouldn't have been a gig, or not a gig. It wouldn't even have been a meg of data. It says in '83 they added 9 sectors per track and got 180K, and then made a double-sided to get a 360. Did they do a double-sided 3.5? No, the 5 1/4. Yes, the 5 1/4. I remember they did a double-sided. Holy cow, it's just so bizarre. Readable, writable CD-ROMs. I can't remember the last time I had a CD-ROM on a PC. Oh no, that's not true. Not this old computer, but the computer I had before this that went kaput back in October, that still had a CD-ROM on it. I don't know if it was a writable one or not, but I remember when getting my first CD-ROM. And, you know, just being amazed at just how much data you could put on one of those, or read off of one of those. Yeah, I don't know. It's so crazy. Grim, you're poisoned again. What's wrong? Come on, Grim. Oh my goodness. /O Tharzo. Was that a hark back to the BBS days there, Grim, with the /O? I'm sorry, I'm distracted tonight. Not a problem. Do not worry about it. I picked up extra of the Pures. Actually, I may have just forgotten to... No, you were stunned the last time, but I'll do better with the poison. Well, it doesn't help that they keep attacking, poison guys keep attacking us, but I actually think you're the only one that's gotten poisoned so far today. But that /O, I seem to recall that was a, speaking of the macros, that was a particular macro that we would do to kind of trick other people into logging off. Because the /O was the log off command, but you make a macro that said, you know, Jackal Wolf joined the /O online game, you know, type /O to join, and then they would type /O and get booted off the BBS, but figures. Oh my goodness, my goodness. All right, so I'm heading back to town. That's what I'm doing. I'm heading back to town before I take on that that cave a little bit deeper, because everybody got rinsed a little bit. I'm hoping to be pretty close to another level up. I gotta finish this drink. I don't know why I open a can of pop for dinner, because it takes me until 8:30 to finish it. And I gotta go to bed in an hour and a half. Okay. That's feeling a little bit better. I should just be not drinking pop, period. But yeah, what are you gonna do? I'm trying to remember some other. I remember learning. I want to say it was Pascal in high school, and me and one other student in class already knew. No, Pascal wasn't. That's not the right one. There was a different language. It wasn't C. Why do I want to say? But I remember we already knew more than the teacher was supposed to teach us. So me and another student spent pretty much the entire semester programming a line cube, like a vector cube, on a screen to rotate, and it would just sit there and spin. But it was like not a square, but it was like an actual cube. And I remember the biggest problem we had was that over time the math would lose decimal places, because it would only go like 8 decimal places or something like that. Ooh, a werewolf. Let's focus on you a little bit. And so the cube would slowly degrade over time and get smaller and smaller and smaller. And I can't remember how we fixed it, but it took us like the whole semester to teach ourselves how to fix that problem. So I'll stick with my wheat-based adult beverage. You know what? I do, like, I don't drink a whole lot. You know, I used to be consistent after hockey. I'd have my 1 or 2 beers, and, you know, every now and again. But then the place where we play hockey, normally, they banned it all in the parking lot and in the dressing rooms. Mainly because, you know, there are, you know, kids do have games there as well, and they didn't want drunk people and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, they also opened up a little bar in the arena, and you could buy it there. So I think it was a little bit of, you know, both worlds there. But since we never really always went out, because it was always a late game, I haven't actually really drank a whole lot lately. Okay, in 81, a 3.5 was 160 kilobytes. In 84, there were 400 kilobytes. In 86, the two-sided came out for 800 kilobytes. And in 87, they released a 1.4 megabyte hard drive. Yeah, it's that is crazy. And just like the numbers seem so big back then. And now we're talking about like terabytes, you know. You know, like I bought a external, I think it was a 3 terabyte external drive a couple of months ago, mainly just to keep like YouTube videos and stuff like that on, just so I wasn't, you know, throwing everything away. And I think I filled almost 1 terabyte of it in like, you know, 6 months, you know. Now that's me not throwing anything away, you know, and I've got, I don't want to say multiples, but I've got my original copies plus my actual edited copies, and you know, a bunch of other stuff on there. So I mean, there's more to it than just that, but I think I am really close to being a full terabyte on it in like 6 months. You got a 4 terabyte Seagate. Yeah, I got a 3 terabyte Seagate. Let me see here. Oh, hey, Sweeney, how are you doing? Thanks for coming out. High density. Oh, is that the... Oh, sorry, HD was the high density 1.44 megabyte high density disk. U-Velocity is... I'm not too sure what you mean by velocity there, Tharzo. The game... the game is Final Fantasy. It is a little bit of a grindy older game on the Nintendo Mini Classic. And then Big Aley just got the 4 terabyte Seagate. So yeah, no, I am a little jealous. You got that full terabyte on me. I'm sure in like 5 or 10 years we're gonna be talking about 100 terabyte drives and like they're nothing. I think these geists were a little difficult. Grim, I'm hoping you don't get poisoned again, buddy. Hopefully, how is everyone? I am doing good. We've been Black Friday on Amazon. You know what? That's a good idea, Big Edley. I didn't think about that. I was oh, you're stunned. Okay, Grim, you got stunned. Oh, Jackal got stunned as well. That's not good. But no, that would be a pretty good deal to pick up on Black Friday for sure. But yeah, no, I am doing good, Sweeney. How are you doing? I'm hoping you're not at work. That would be unfortunate because working, I don't know. I got home from work and all day I've been thinking about playing Final Fantasy here. It's been over, I was figuring out it was about 3 weeks since I last played it. So Jackal cured. Well, Jack cured. Yeah, no, I've been looking forward to this for quite a while. But we've been discussing our memories from the 80s and 90s computer scene, trying to reminisce about the different things we had, different computers. Of course, I'm at work. Just over an hour left, though. Oh, that's good, sweetie. I'm glad you are getting close to being off. Yeah, no, I gotta say it's getting harder and harder to sit at work for a full 8 hours and enjoy being at work when I would rather be, here doing something different. But, oh, Jackal, you're getting stunned. Grim's stunned as well. At least you're not poisoned. I just cannot win against these guys. I didn't think they were going to be that tough, but we got to be pretty close to that next level up. So, but we were talking about. I think it started. I was talking about the exclamation mark commands that I put into the Nightbot, and I was reminiscing how as soon as I started doing them, I was instantly reminded of back in the early 90s when I was a part of like bulletin board services and that, and we would have the macros and just very, very similar feel to those. I gotta start throwing some magic at these guys. They should not be rinsing me. Oh boy, Grim is just getting, like, Jackal's taking it, but he can't do anything. Sprl, 29 damage, terminate. Okay, we got rid of one of them. That is good. Grim is still paralyzed. Jackal is still paralyzed. Okay, so let's fight that. And magic. Let's try that fire to... Oh, I think it attacks all of them. I did not know it was an area attack. Oh, okay, it attacks the first one. That means Sprl's attack's going to be pointless, but... Oh, no, it does attack all of them. I gotta remember that. Oh, if I had known that when we were in the cave. Okay. Okay, that is good. One other thing, I was at lunch at work. I was on Amazon, and I checked out like Walmart and a couple of other places. But I've been thinking, maybe not for this computer. Well, probably actually for this one as well. But my main computer, streaming computer, I've been thinking about picking up like a Minecraft towel or something, and just putting it behind the camera. And ideally, when I'm recording with Creative Kitty 09, because you guys can't see it because the camera's looking this way, but I've got that computer that's on this computer is on like a flat desk, but the other computer is on, it's sort of got a stand-up back on it. So there's like a little bit of a barrier between us, but I still think my voice echoes off the far wall and gets picked up on the other microphone. So and it causes a little bit of echo. It's not so bad since I got the new microphone, but I'm thinking if I throw a blanket or a towel or something like that on the wall there, it should cut down on that echo. I'm just sitting here chatting. 228. Okay, we are really close to a level up. Of course, acoustic from foam from May. Well, I kind of wanted to do something that was going to have a little bit of a design to it, because right now it's just like a flat white wall. Here I've got the really, because the light comes in through that window, I threw the dark cloth over it and it helps a little bit, but it's not great. Oh, Grim. I'm not too worried about these guys. I'm not too worried about these guys, but we're going to head back to town as well. So fight, 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 and fight. So I was thinking, if I at least got, you know, would it make sense to throw something like that over top of the acoustic foam? You know, just something a little bit more decorative? Because I could put foam in different places in the room, which would probably help a little bit with the sound bouncing. But the one right over there is got a camera in front of it, so I was kind of thinking a camera would be good. Unless I went with like just a green foam and tried to green screen it, but I don't know how well that would work anyways. But acoustic foam packs come 12 in 6 of 2 colors, and it looks cool. Oh, okay, 2 foot or 2 inch by 12 by 12 panels. See, well, now what is the price point on acoustic foam as opposed to a? Because okay, well, the nicer towels or, you know, comforters or whatever Minecraft styled ones that I saw were between 15 and say 30 Canadian dollars, which would be about say 10 and 20 American. So I mean, are we talking about a similar price on the foam, or is it a little bit or I'm assuming the foam is going to be a little bit more pricey than that. Okay, we're going to stay at the inn. And I'm just going to hang around town. I think it's going to take me about one big battle. Oh, 8:30. We are doing so good for time. Not that I've done anything. Oh, come out of my way. Not that I've really done anything but reminisce and, you know, there's been a couple battles I don't even think I paid attention to. I was just button mashing the whole way through them. Grimp will fight you. You should not be problems. Yeah, I not too sure, but it was just a thought. Like there's definitely something I got to put there, whether it's a foam or you know, a blanket or a towel or something like that. I do want something back there. Now the thing with the blankets or the towels, I'd need some way to hang them better than just like nails or pins or something like that. Oh, Amazon has a 6-pack for $17, and Amazon has a 12-pack for $19. No, that I'm assuming that you all are looking at the U.S. prices, which would be 19 and 17. So again, we're looking between like 25 to 30 Canadian, which is not that bad actually, considering that's what I'd be paying for a Minecraft one. I suppose I could possibly get a Minecraft green and black, though I'm too close. The camera's too close to do a proper creeper, but it would at least, I don't know, it would be the right colors anyways. 115 damage. Look at that. Again, I'm not even paying attention to the game. Monsters perished. 18 experience. See, that's just not reasonable. Not reasonable at all. 18 experience. Here I am trying to get to my level up. I need like about 100. Ooh. Okay, 2 of these guys I should be able to take. They should not cause me too much problems. Paralyzed Sprl. Alright, fight. that was pretty quick. Usually it takes about 2 or 3 turns before they cure, which I don't know if that's the right translation for what they're trying to get across, but 64 damage, terminated. Now the other thing I was thinking of, it's kind of going back to those commands. Like I know that Streamlabs kind of pays attention to the chat. Well, I don't know, maybe, I don't know if it is, because I mean, it picks up follows, it picks up hosts and stuff like that. I don't know if it's actually reading that from the chat or not. But I'm just wondering if there's like a way to call a command in chat, maybe not with Nightbot, maybe with a different bot, but that would set up like a, like you get the little, I should be doing it up here, right? But the little, I got the little zombie character set up, because one of the things I've been thinking about doing is creating my own, I got to work on some channel art, especially when it comes to the Twitch, because other than my little face box there, I haven't really spent a lot of time on channel art, and I'm just wondering if there is like a bot that you could call a command to, that somebody in the chat, like maybe a moderator or something like that, could call a command to at a point and pop something out. Because I got the dad joke, which is good for in the chat, but I'm wondering if it could also call a little animation up on the screen to pop out. I don't know. I am so new to streaming that there's just too much that I don't know, or don't fully understand, right? Like I've seen people stream, and I just can't say that I've ever seen anybody do that. But I mean, not that to say that it doesn't happen. It's just I've never seen that in a stream. But so Streamlabs does that from the chat. Somebody in the chat could call it, or see, I think that's the other thing is Streamlabs. There's so much in it that I've only just kind of played around with a little bit. I haven't really looked at that in depth. You know what? Magic. Look at it. I got 2 of these. I might as well use them. Because I am very close to leveling up, and I'm just going to go back to that in and rest up. Fire 2. 60 damage. Terminated. Because what I would really like to do is throw that, like the ones I've been using for the hardcore challenge, and I'm going to kind of sprinkle those little characters in a couple of my other videos and that, whenever it comes up and it's appropriate or whatever. But I've got the one with the sign, the Jackal Wolf with the sign, and that's, dad joke or whatever I want to put in there. Like, it'd be nice to have that, instead of the zombie, have that pop up and be, thanks for the follow or something along those lines, right? But I don't know, it crosses my mind as something that I gotta play around with a little bit. But okay, status 12. We're 12 away. Actually, Creative Kitty is gonna be 97, so I need 100 experience to get everybody up to that next level. Monster Strike first. Come on, guys. Okay, so here's another question. This goes back to the, the old, DOS games and, the old games, the old PC games and that. I remember picking up it was like an adventure game. It was for the PC. It was a DOS game for the PC. I remember picking it up at a garage. No, it wasn't a garage sale. It was a flea market, and taking it home and playing it. It was tough. It was a tough game, and it was like a fantasy thing. And you'd have I think it was even a randomly generated world, and you could walk around and you could fight stuff. and I remember playing it, and this is like, 20, almost probably 30 years ago. And I still think about that game today. I don't remember anything other than you could do this archery contest where it was sort of like skeet shooting, and you'd have to kind of move the bow and shoot the arrow at a certain time. And I absolutely was, just sucked at it. But I remember, here we go, we got the level up. Did not mean to bump that. But I still think about that game, even though, like, I'm sure I probably wouldn't care for it for about 10 minutes now. I think the fact that I can't remember what it was called makes me want to play it more, just to try to remember a little bit more about it. But it's just that that game sticks in my mind as something that I just would absolutely love to figure out what it was and play that again. But I was just looking at it. It may not do what you want. Lol. That's fair enough. The other thing I was thinking of is maybe doing it as a like using, because I use Blender when I do the recordings. Did Creative Kitty go level up as well? No. So we got one more battle, then we'll head into town. I can use the Blender, which is what I use to edit videos. I can make GIFs out of that, because I think the little zombie guy is a GIF. So I think I can use a custom GIF for that announcement thing. I just don't know if I could call different GIFs for different actions. And again, it's something I got to sit down and play with. It's the same thing with the Nightbot. Like, I just, I've had Nightbot on for a couple of months, and I threw a couple of automatic comments, but I never really played around with the programmed one. And as soon as I sat down, it was like, oh, this feels like, did she not level up? Oh my goodness. As soon as I sat down, it's suddenly like, oh, this feels like something I'm familiar with. And it just kind of fell into place. And I'm kind of hoping the same thing will happen with the Streamlabs. So we'll go fight. We'll go fight. We'll go fight. And you know what? Let's use up your last fire and just get it over and done with. Because this should take care of both of them. 112 damage. $62 damage. Is that going to be enough to take care of him, though? No. And everybody else is going to miss their turn because they don't auto re-aggro on the live guys. Oh, hey, Sprl. Hey, thank you for coming out. Sorry, I'm late. Fell asleep on the couch. Hey, not a problem, Sprl. I appreciate you coming out. That is absolutely great. So far, the story is that Grim likes to get poisoned, because he's been poisoned at least 3 times. Other than that, everybody else has been doing pretty good, making it through the battles pretty good. I've just leveled up everybody, and I'm about to head into town, get all their health back up, and then I found a cave a little bit earlier on. We're going to go back and check that out. And ooh, if I've got 4,000 gold, I might pick up that nice sword for Jackal. The Spiral Queen isn't here. She's asleep. Lol. I'm doing good. It's just been a long day. Well, long days can definitely be tough. That is for sure. I was a little busy. Like, I wasn't super busy today, but I was busy enough that, ooh. Okay, we're gonna, no. We're not gonna stay. We're not gonna stay yet. I gotta get 4,100, because I'm gonna go, actually, let's go buy that sword right now. Or we just fight this guy and hopefully get whatever it was like 60 more gold. I bet Sprl only came to share some good news. Oh, good news, Sprl. What good news do you have for us today? 27 damage. DOSgames.com has over 800 free DOS games for download since 1999. Wow. I used to do abandonware. I used to spend a lot of time on that site picking up some old games that just weren't available. 195 gold, that is exactly what I want. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to rest up. Yes, we would like to stay at your inn. And we come back. And we're going to come down, and we're going to go... God, the guy just likes to get in my way. Go in here. We're going to buy. We're going to buy the silver sword. And Jackal's going to hold on to that. And then we're going to... Ooh, weapon, right. So equip. Oh, before we do that, status. Jackal. So 28, 41, 32, 33. We'll go item. And we're going to go... Oh, no, not armor. What am I doing? Come on, Jackal. Weapon. Equip. Silver sword. Now we're going to go status. Jackal. Oh, yeah. 36, 46. So the hit percentage went up and the damage went up quite a bit. But the absorb and the evade, which would have nothing to do with the weapon, stayed the same. So that is good. Okay. That is going to help us quite a bit. Oh, you got a job. That is great. Good work, Sprl. Where did you end up getting a job? Not only that, but I'll be working at Sweeney's work. You know what? That is very, very convenient. Now, are you going to be getting the same hours as Sweeney? Or, because I know Sweeney does a lot of shift work. And it'd be nice if you guys can, be there at the same time. But, I mean, if it's... nice, or is it? I guess that is the question, isn't it? Is it? Oh, come on! I don't even get a chance to use my new sword. Jackal's paralyzed. No, but that is good news for sure, Sprl. Congratulations! I'm cleaning Monday to Friday. You know what? That's not a bad thing, because you will probably be doing it at night when Sweeney's doing. She won't be an officer. She's doing janitorial. She will come in 5 hours before me and go home 5 hours before me. Oh, okay. Well, that's not that bad. I mean, you guys will still have a little bit of an overlap, so which is good. I know I've worked with my wife and I met when we both worked at a bookstore back when I went back to university, and that's actually where we met. It was at the time it was a Smith Books, but it later got turned into like an Indigo, because Indigo bought everybody. I don't know if you guys have Indigo in the States or not. Chapters or Indigo up here, they're kind of like I want to say like a Barnes and Noble. I could be wrong about that. I'm trying to think of some other bookstores that I know of. I'll go fight. We'll spend everybody else over here. 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's not so bad. I'm really excited. You know what? Good work, Sprl. I'm really, really happy. It's nice. It's nice to have something then. Is it going to be 5 days a week as well? Oh, Monday to Friday. Okay, yeah. Having a set schedule is so nice. I remember doing shift work, and I absolutely hated not having a actual schedule. Like, it was just so frustrating that 1 week I'd be working a week, 1 day of the week. Like, I wouldn't always have 2 days off in a row. It'd be a day here and a day there. But when I worked night crew, the lead guy couldn't do it all the time, but every now and again he'd throw you a 10-day stretch, which doesn't sound good, but if you did it right, you could end up with like a Friday, Saturday off, and then a Monday, Tuesday off, a Sunday, Monday off, and then you'd work 5 days straight again, right? And then you'd work 10 days straight, and then you'd come back and have the first 2 days and the last 2 days and the first 2 days of the week off. So you'd get like a 4-day weekend, but you'd have to work 10 days straight, right? But that happened very, very rarely. Yes, but I work thirds on weekends plus seconds Monday to through Thursday. Is that the shift, or is that we won't see much of each other? B&N and Borders are the big ones in my area. Years ago, we had a Walden Books. I've never heard of any of those, so dead end. But yeah, it was. That's where my wife and I met, was at work, and that was, holy cow, 11 years ago now, if not. I want to say it was 11 years ago now. Barnes & Noble. B&N, yeah. Barnes & Noble is the name I recognize. I'm sure we've got one or two up here in Canada as well. The big chain up here is Indigo, which bought out Chapters, which bought out Kohl's, which bought out Smith Books. And we met at what was still a Smith Books at the time, but ended up being changed to, they called them Indigo Lights, because it was just a little mall, a tiny mall bookstore rather than a big, movie theater sized bookstore, which is what the Chapters and the Indigos were. All right, ineffective because nobody is there. That sword's doing pretty good, 104 damage. That's what Walden Books was too. Was Walden Books was a Barnes and Noble, or was a small mall style bookstore? Probably a small mall style bookstore. I think is probably what you were talking about. So, all right, head over this way. Small mall store. How am I doing on this game tonight? Lol. You were doing pretty good. Grim, I've been giving a hard time because he seems to be the one who likes to get poisoned. Everybody else has been doing pretty good. Creative Kitty came close a couple of times to not making it, but so far everybody's been toughing it out pretty well. 29 damage there, Sprl. That is good. The Grimp versus the Grim. 30 damage. Missed. See, now that we've leveled up, I think we're probably in a better position to hit that a dungeon, I'm going to call it. So, good. Books a million near us. When I was in Alaska, it was Tidal Wave, likely to do with whales being their theme. That is a great name for a bookstore, Tidal Wave. I absolutely love that. That is absolutely hilarious. I never would have thought about that for, to me, that's kind of like a Chapters in that it kind of makes sense as far as books go, but I don't know, I like that. Tidal Wave's a pretty good name. Now, I likes my poison. Now, sweetie, I know this is a little off topic, but I noticed you posted on the World of Solitude Discord. Now, are you saying that the 1.14 is out shortly, or is it just the next snapshot that's coming out? I kind of saw it when I was at work, and I just kind of like flipped by it just to, clear it off of my notifications, but I kind of meant to go back and just double check what you were saying there, but I think I did hear somebody else say that something was coming out, but something I didn't really pay attention. Oh no, a snapshot. Okay, it is just a snapshot coming out then. That's good to know, because I wasn't expecting the 1.14 to be out quite so soon. It's funny because the Minecraft Hardcore Challenge that I've been doing, let's head down this way first. Okay, these are the guys that were giving me a tough time earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you there, and we're going to fight him, and then Creative Kitty 09 is going to lit these guys, or not lit, but they're going to fire them up. Lit is a different spell. I was kind of hoping she would... Oh, okay, Grim's taking care of one of the zombies. Maybe I shouldn't have wasted it then. These guys kept stunning me, which was making it tough to fight them. See, yeah, here we go, paralyzed. Critical hit. Ooh, that's not good. Ineffective. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, that's not good. She didn't get to cast her spell. Okay, let's fight and fight. Oh yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it when Sweeney popped in, but Sprl, I have added a couple of those exclamation mark commands to Nightbot. I think I've added 3 more, and I think I tweaked 1 or 2 of the older ones just to hopefully they go a little bit better. Terminate. Okay, well, we're down to 3 guys here. Oh, by the way, now that Sprl has a job, Papa's getting a new monitor and speakers. Well, that's good to know. Okay, I'm going to go look at them now. Take a look at them. Give me some ideas if you've got any other ones. What we were talking about one earlier. Oh, an Oregon Trail one, where you could either do it, and I think if you left it blank, maybe Jackal Wolf would get dysentery, and then if you could put somebody else's name. Actually, you probably just have the one that you have to add somebody's name to it, and then Nightbot will come up and say whoever got dysentery. Because we were earlier on, we were talking about the Oregon Trail classic. I don't even know if it was a DOS game when I was playing it. I think I was playing it on Macintosh computers. I can't remember what we had in elementary. Here we go, fight and fight. We got to get rid of that one ghoul. It's howling. Ooh, that was the very first one, and the history behind that is also getting more acoustic foams for the door because I'm tired of hanging my $200 energy drink blanket up. Well, see, that's what I was thinking, is like a blanket would work, but I don't know if I'd hang a $200 blanket up for sure. Ooh. I got no other magic. Sprl, you're the only one still fighting. Okay, Creative Kitty 09 is cured until she gets hit again. But that first one, Sprl, I was talking about that. Oh, critical hit. That's not good. Don't be paralyzed. Okay. But Sprl's paralyzed now. That's just great. Okay, so magic. Now you cast it. Oh, there we go. That Aru one was the very first command I did a Nightbot, like a custom command, but it goes back to back when I was doing the old bulletin board services back in like the early 90s. I used to have a macro that every time I'd go into the chat, I'd hit my macro, and it would be like, back then I was Grey Wolf, I wasn't Jackal Wolf, but it'd be like, you know, Aru Jackal Wolf entered the room or something like that, and but yeah, it was something that it was like, oh, okay, this is cute. Thick fleece blankets work wonderfully. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to take a look into that. It's gonna be, that is cute, lol. I know I threw 2 Creative Kitty ones in there on the weekend, mainly because of the Garden Paws one. I thought they would make a nice little accompaniment. What was I? Oh, I came in here to heal everybody up. I'm not even paying attention to the game. Magic. Creative Kitty 09. We'll go Cure. I think everybody else is doing pretty good. It's just Creative Kitty that needs to be healed up. Well, thank you, Sprl. You know, I definitely need a couple more. I'm gonna have to remember the Oregon Trail one. I gotta go down. There's one in their dad joke that I think it was Ben. Was it Ben that gave me that idea, or somebody gave me that idea in one of my previous streams? Jackal's poisoned. That's not good. Oh, these guys. I remember these guys were tough. I'm going to try fighting them. But I got a feeling we only do like 1 or 2 damage to them. It might be another fireball from Creative Kitty here. Spiral King dad joke. I'm hoping that at some point I'll be able to tie commands like that into, you know, stuff to display up on the screen here. So okay, let's fight, and then we're going to use up the second fire. Excuse me, all of a sudden I'm getting a stuffed up nose. I sent you a reminder via Discord for the Oregon Trail one. Thank you, Grim. That is really appreciated. No chance I'm going to forget that one. The dad joke one, the next day, it was 2 days later, I was sitting down, I'm like, oh right, I was going to do a Discord, or not Discord, I was going to do a Nightbot command, and I was like, what was it? What was the thing? And I actually had to go back onto Twitch and go to the video and scroll through it until I found at some point where he had already said it, and then I could kind of scroll backwards to see exactly what he said. But I had to go searching on Twitch to remember the exclamation mark dad joke one. So wait, Jackal's poison. Item pure. Oh, I should have grabbed more pures when I was in town. Jackal Pio. Okay, so we gotta go switch these guys back. There we go. Okay. And it's a dead end. I went all that trouble to go. Oh, and I knew it was a dead end. I've already been up here as this dead end. Ah, silly Jackal. Silly, silly Jackal. I'm gonna have to come up with some 3.5-inch floppy disk ones or something like that. I don't know. There's too much potential with it. Like it's different types of commands and different things to do with it. So careful with that one. You know, when I was saying it, I kind of like, oh, it could easily be misconstrued, but I could probably use it as a dad joke one, right? Like, but it would probably, yeah, it's a tough call. I might actually shy away from that one. I'm sure there's lots of other things out there I could throw in there. Sweeney with the smile. Oh, actually, we'll go fight you down there, and we'll put everybody else on the top one. See what almost happened there. Well, nothing's bad about it. It's just, it's easy to misconstrue. If somebody wants to misconstrue something, somebody will misconstrue something. 96 damage, critical hit. See, and Nightbot is there with a little dig, waiting in the background for the exact right moment. That's another thing, is I got to add a couple more of the Nightbot trolls or whatever. I probably got to tweak them a little bit, change them up some, because they do. I know I did tweak how often that they come out, and they're now more based on total conversation rather than timing. Oh, come on, out of the stupid bat. Now, I already know there's a ladder down below, and I just want to check out this level before I go any further. So, ooh, I don't know what a crawl is. We'll put Jackal on him, and you, and then we'll go spread these guys out. Jeez, lol. Spyro Queen has been following Jackal Wolf on Twitch since the 21st. Yes, that one was a standard one. That one came with the Jackal Wolf is stunned. Just great. This is Jackal Wolf's time to be stunned. So as soon as I pick up the sword, he decides to take a knee and take a little bit of a rest there. So yeah, that following one was one of the standard ones with Nightbot. It is kind of cool though. So that would be August 21st. So what, Yeah, just under 3 months. That's actually really interesting. I think you're the first person to actually call that one during a stream. I thought that said howling at first glance would have made a bit more branding. Oh, how long? Yes, for the howling. Yeah, I put the wolf one in there and as a little bit of branding, and I've definitely got to come up with a couple other wolf themed ones. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get too wolf themed. Like I'm not the well, what was that old DJ, the Wolf Man? You know, I'm not him, right? Like that's not my personality, right? Or persona or whatever. Holy cow, 2 critical hits on us. That is not good. You know, that's not who I'm, you know, trying to be, right? But at the same time, you know, a little bit of wolf branding is probably good. I know if I ever make affiliate and I get to have my little emotes, or not emotes, emojis or whatever, one's going to be dad joke for sure. I'm probably going to have my little nickel chicken, or work something into the nickel chicken. And then I'll probably going to have a wolf pack one or something like that. I don't know. It almost seems like a requirement. I haven't really thought much about it, other than the fact that it'd be a nice idea to have a couple. Do you say anything? Come on. Do you say just Kiki? I'm sure one of these bats is going to end up talking to me, so Wolfman Jack. Was that his real name? Was Wolfman Jack? Was it really Wolf? I know it was the Wolfman, but we have a local radio station, CJSW. Ooh, a large dagger. I think I've already played around with this weapon. I think we've already played because Grim is the thief, and I thought we figured out the saber was better than, so we'll trade the large dagger. Let's see. Wait, first off, status. Where's Grim? 19 and 24. Oh. Item. Nope, not item. Weapon. Equip. Large dagger. And then status, Grim. 13. So the hit percentage is higher, but the damage is lower. So I think that... Oh, no. We're going to keep you with the weapon equip saber. Wolfpack sounds perfect. I've definitely played around on my Discord. I think I played around with branding levels around wolves and, you know, alpha wolves and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely the wolf. There's gonna have to throw something in there about the wolf pack. Whenever I do a world, like I name a world, it's always Wolf's Den. That's almost a requirement. Can I? There's nothing. Treasure box is empty. Okay. Your notification for new followers could be a mid to deep voice saying "Welcome to the pack." that would definitely be something. That's for sure. Yeah, I'm going to spread the attack love around. See what kind of hits we get on this guy. Sorry, what I was talking about was the local radio station, CJSW. It's a university and community radio station. And supposedly it's one of the best ones in North America. Like, they do really, really well. But they've got one guy on it, and I don't know if his show's still Sunday nights, but ooh, everybody's getting really hit up here. But he's got a persona, and it's his name is Baron von Frankenstein. And he talks in this like really, really high pitched voice, you know, and it's just so funny listening to him. Like he's not serious about it. Like he knows that it's just like an act as well. Like it's not like he's this guy. He knows it's all an act, but it is just so funny listening to him go on about it. Like from Doom, Baron von Victor. Oh, Victor. What is Doom's name? It's Baron Victor Doom. Actually, I think Doom is his name. Oh, Grim. Grim, what are you doing? You're lying down on the job, buddy. Okay, well, that's actually not very good at all. What do we do? 9:15. I think we got enough time to head back to town. Or Mortal Kombat. Oh, wait. Like from Doom. You're talking about the game Doom. That sounds cool. I volunteer. Well, I might keep you up on that, or take you up on that, Grim, with that deep. I don't know if I'd call your accent a southern accent. Like, I think there's a little bit. Maybe I'm in Canada, so everybody's southern from me or for me. But I definitely might take you up on that at some point in the future. Sorry about that. Grim's a bit lazy. Why you lying down on the job for, Grim? Get up, lol. Victor Von Doom. There you go. That is Doom's real name. Actually, I think that Grim has hurt his back. Well, there's no Phoenix Downs, or at least I haven't found a Phoenix Down. This was the one I went in, right? Okay, so let's head back up top. We're gonna have to go revive Grim because he's being a little lazy. He is on workman's comp. He must work for you. I don't know. There's Darkness. That's a new one. I have not seen Darkness before. Mind you, I haven't really been paying a lot of attention to the combat on this. The conversation today has been a real gift, because the one thing I always get tired about in Final Fantasy games is the take 10 steps, fight a battle. Take 10 steps, fight a battle. Take 10 steps, fight a battle. And after a while, it just really, really starts to grind. But I'm going to have to start healing up Creative Kitty here. She is getting low 10 damage. Okay, we'll go fight, and then magic, cure, throw that on Creative Kitty. Both of Grimm's now have busted backs. Actually, the two, I'm going to say that's the surprised-faced Sprl. It's kind of tough to tell on those. I'm not a big fan of the Twitch face masks. They just, it's tough to tell what they're doing half the time. I don't know if it's just where I'm looking at them or what, but and then Sweeney is geez lol. Okay, fight, and then we'll go throw one more magic cure on Creative Kitty. Critical hit. There we go. That's what we need to do. Seriously, I have to go to the doctor tomorrow for something I did to my back. Oh no. Sorry about that, Grim. I hope it gets better, Grim. And those ones are even worse. Those face ones. I don't know. They are definitely geez. I know. Some of the ones I've looked at in the chat are just like, I don't know about that. This is a longer spiraling path than I thought it was going to be. So the question is, can I get there and back? Hey No Pro, thank you again for the lurk refresh. I really appreciate it. You're probably still streaming. You're probably out of the chat anyways. But if you're not, thank you again. I really appreciate it. We'll go fight those two. Sweeties, what's with the G's, lol. And then there's that little stone block face. I have no idea what it's supposed to be, but it looks like kind of looks like an Easter Island face with big ears. like a Easter Island head or something. I don't know how to explain it. I love my brain fart. When you get your affiliate and you can start putting out your emojis or whatever, it'd definitely be a good. The brain fart will definitely be a popular one, I'm sure. That's Zumavoid. Exumavoid? I don't know. However it is pronounced. And Jackal Stunned. Just lovely. Already is, lol. Oh boy, this is not looking good. This is not looking good. Okay, magic. Let's just throw a regular fire at that ghoul. Oh, that did not kill it. Oh, it did. Okay, good, good. I was getting worried there. Monsters perished. Come on. Okay, let's head. Time to run. Hey, thanks, Sweeney. Thanks for coming out. It sounds like you are already really close to being done. I'm actually going to use my very first tent. I have not used one yet. Recovered and save. Push yes A. Let's definitely save for sure. Oh, it doesn't look like it recovers all the hit points. The cabin probably does, though. Okay, so we'll head on back. I should have tried the cabin because it might have actually revived them. But Sprl, before you go, if you haven't already left, exclamation mark bow on your way out, please and thank you. I gotta come up with a better way of explaining that. I probably should have a good night one or a see you later one or something like that. So that's something else I gotta add to the Nightbot list is an outro Nightbot. So yeah, it looks like Sweeney might have already gone. That's unfortunate, but I will get better about noticing people are leaving and recommending the I'm not leaving yet, just telling Sweeney see ya. Okay. Well, not a problem, Sprl. Thank you so much for passing that on. 122 damage. I think I can hear Creative Kitty laughing. I'm hoping she's not, because it's definitely getting late for her. Unfortunately, when I do streams, like, she is technically in the next room, so I do have to be careful sometimes. But she shouldn't be on her tablet tonight because she's back in school. We've been trying to keep her from watching too much late night YouTube or she doesn't really watch a lot of Netflix on her tablet. Mostly just YouTube, and she'll do the occasional game as well. But no problem. All right, thank you again, Sprl. It's definitely been a really, it's probably been one of my most fun streams. Like, just the chatter we had about the old computer games and whatnot. I can't believe how much we talked about that. Like, there's just so much stuff. Like, I mean, it helps that, you know, everybody's kind of a generation, or everybody at the time was kind of a generation. I think, I'm not too sure about Sweeney, but I'm pretty sure Sprl is not quite of our advanced aged generation. But I'm not 100% sure about Sweeney. But it was just some of the things I haven't thought about in years. Like the floppy disks. I can't believe that. And like I can hardly remember doing anything in this game, other than just walking around and fighting some battles. Like I feel like I've made progress. Like I leveled the guys up. We made it into the cave. We kind of cleared the first level. We're kind of on that second one. So, you know, it's not like we haven't been doing anything. It's just, you know, I've been having a lot of fun tonight, that is for sure. Hopefully everybody else has been having fun as well. I appreciate everybody coming out. It depends on what kind of thing you were talking about. I remember floppy disk. Oh, that was... okay, yeah, so you remember floppy disks. We were talking about... I mean, that was probably about the era we were talking about, like that early 90s. But we did get back a little bit earlier. We were talking about the big 8-inch ones, the cassette tape drives, which it blows my mind that they were an actual thing. Like, that people actually thought that the fast forward and the rewind was a good format for storing information on a computer. I was born in 1993. I would have been in grade 10 in 1993. So yeah, that's right around the time that, you know, I was playing the very first multiplayer game, and I was thinking about this earlier, is BJ and Co, which are they're a couple of Canadian guys that do some streaming, and they're on YouTube and that. They've been doing Civilization lately, and I was thinking about it because I saw their little notification earlier that the very first online, like, multiplayer game that I remember playing was, it wouldn't have been the first Civilization. It must have been like Civilization 2, because yeah, that's Creative Kitty running back and forth. I don't know if you can hear her on the microphone or not. It was one of the Civilizations, and holy cow, we have gotten rinsed really, really quickly here. We're almost back to that town though, but I remember playing it online on like a dial-up modem, 2800 baud, or I was probably 14.4. I know my buddy only had 2800 at one point, but I remember playing that one and Warcraft 2. I remember playing that online with him on a dial-up modem. Oh wait, before I do this, no. We gotta go visit this guy down here. Grim Optimus, I discharged from the Marine Corps the year before you were born. Oh, wow. You're in the Marine Corps, Grim. That is really, really cool. Really, I salute to you, my friend Grim, the Grim Optimus. Okay, Sprl, I'm going to add that to the commands as well. A salute would be absolutely perfect thing to add for sure. You have no memory of Desert Storm then. Now I really feel old. You know, being Canadian, I do remember Desert Storm. I mean, being of that generation as well. 93. No, that was after... that was after Calgary had the 88 Olympics. So that was like 5 years after Calgary had the 88 Olympics. Never mind that. That's not a very good reference point. Kurt Cobain? That was the 91? He killed himself? That's sort of the Kennedy of my generation, was Kurt Cobain. Yeah, I'm trying to think of something else that happened in 93. Oh, I want to say The Offspring might have released Smash, which is by far their best album. I don't know. It's so tough to remember what may or may not have happened when I was my first year of high school. What was I doing? I was coming down here to go chat with the innkeeper. Oh, out of the way, buddy. Come on, out of the way. There you go. Cobain was 94. Really? Was it that late? Now I remember hearing about that. That would have been Desert Storm. Cobain was 94, and now I'm sad and will go cry. Don't cry, Lo. Well, I'm assuming you're going to cry about Cobain, but was it really 94? Why? Yeah, well, it's 93, 94. It doesn't make that much of a difference. I was still in high school when it happened, so... Yeah, that was a messed up one. Yeah, save your data. What am I doing? I'm just sitting here staring at the screen. April 5th per Wikipedia. Ah, that's crazy. You know, I don't think I remember knowing the date. Like I know, I was gonna give that guy, that elf, a hard time, but what we need to do is, Grim, you got to get back in position, and then we'll throw KK09 back at the back. 9:30. This is going a lot of fun. We should. I was gonna check status. So 1600 and Jackal 9. Okay, we're still 1,000 away, so we're nowhere near leveling up. Wait. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to fight these guys, and then we're gonna go back and no, what are we doing? Come on, fight. We're gonna go back and pick up some resources, some not reagents, some items. Yeah, I want to say Smash came out 93. Might have been earlier than that. High school was when I got really interested in punk and alternative music. Before that, I was primarily like, you know, I don't know if you wouldn't say hip hop, but I did listen to a lot of rap in junior high. But that was what people in my school listened to. Like, I went into high school probably never hearing like a 9 Inch Nails or an Offspring or, you know, any of that music. Like I was probably in grade 10 or 11 before anybody even introduced me to that style. Everything before that, everybody I knew, all my friends were into rap. And Maestro Fresh Wes, who's a Canadian rapper, so you guys might not have heard of him. I remember I had a friend that was really into him, and that was all I listened to was, you know, Run DMC and Public Enemy and stuff like that, which is really kind of bizarre, but it was just what I grew up with. It was really weird. Items, that's what I'm going for. Gosh, 1993, I was 23. Oh wow, you got quite a few on me there, Big Edley. Well, I'm just a youngin. You are definitely the youngin of the stream for sure. Yeah, you would have just been born probably around when all of that computer stuff we were talking about earlier that already that at the time was so amazing, but now is like, you know. Yeah, I mean, I can't even say like my phone is better than the first computer I ever owned. Like it's crazy to think about it, but at the same time, it's like completely true. We'll go let's buy a couple of more heals, and let's go buy a pure. Oh, actually, I should throw a couple of spells at Creative Kitty while we're here. There's probably no chance of me finishing that. I keep on calling it a palace from back when I was doing The Legend of Zelda. Let's grab one more pure. Oh, and let's grab a soft. That might actually come in handy. Yeah, probably so. I don't know. I know I didn't like dial-up and those big bulky computers. Yeah, no, dial-up was definitely a thing. That's right, there's 2 sets of magic here. What do you say, buddy? Prince of the Dark Elf and the blah blah blah. I remember when Metallica's first album, Kill 'Em All, came out in '84. I was in high school with my Walkman. Oh my god, Walkmans! Yeah, I almost forgot about Walkmans. And then the portable CD players, which were really bad because all you had to do was take a step and they would start skipping. But yeah, no, I'm not even playing the game anymore, but the cassette would get eaten by the player, and you'd have to sit there and gently pull out the little magnetic tape and then twist the little thing. I can't believe I remember all this stuff. Ooh, those are expensive spells. I'm sorry, Creative Kitty, you are not getting an expensive spell. Just simply because I can't afford it, but what are you guys in here? These are probably all the exact same price point. Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the more budget conscious one. Oh, I can't go that way. I got to go down. How do I got to go all the way around. I hated those tapes. Stick a pencil to rewind the tape. Yep. No, that's right. You absolutely needed to have a pencil handy. Okay, let's jump up here. Oh, did I? Okay, well, let's see what we got in here. Creative Kitty 09. Lock 2, lit 2, hold, and fire. I've already got the fire. How much space does she actually have? Magic. I could probably do another... I think I'm going to hold off. I'm going to hold off until she's at least one more level up. And I've got one or two more slots there. Excuse me. As well as a couple more shekels to my name. Oh, oh. The asp. Missed. That's good. And we just fight. Yeah, this has been the reminiscent stream for sure. Oh my goodness! It just makes me laugh. Yeah, it's too much good stuff. Come on, there we go. Okay, here, I keep going down that passage there. Here's another one. I don't know if any of you guys played it, but any of the Ultima games, but the Ultima Online was probably it wasn't my first massive multiplayer. Meridian 59, Meridian 69, I can't remember what it was called. I want to say it was Meridian 59 or something like that, was my first massive multiplayer game. But the best massive multiplayer game I remember playing was the Ultima Online. And I was so disappointed when they didn't update it after a couple of years or whatever. Like they were going to do like an Ultima Online 2, and they ended up going by the wayside. But I remember absolutely loving that game. Like all of the Ultimas have been good. But well, okay, not all of them, but the Ultima Online and some of the, like, I think it was like 5, 6, and 7 were all really, really good. I'm just curious if any of you guys have ever played. I've never heard of that game. If you get a chance, if you like retro games, the Ultima, like retro sort of, the Final Fantasy they kind of got a similar theme to it. They were all kind of programmed by this one guy, he was called Lord British. I can't remember what his real name was. Supposedly he had an actual, he had a house that kind of looked like a castle, and it had secret passages in it, like in real life. That's one thing I remember hearing about him, but and I don't know if he's programmed all of them, but he was certainly involved in all of the single player games. Yeah, Dark and I. Oh, hey White, how are you doing? Thanks for coming out. Dark and I did Dragon Ring instead. I remember Ultima vaguely. Okay, one second. I'm catching up here. Long time ago, I have a road bike while listening to my CD player. Never do that again. Yeah, I know that is so tough to do. Never heard of. Vaguely remember Ultima. Dark and I did Dragon Ring instead. Oh, okay. So you were going to play an Ultima, but you ended up doing Dragon Ring instead. I don't actually know if I've ever heard of Dragon Ring. So how are you doing tonight, White? Hopefully you were enjoying yourself. Playing some Final Fantasy. I want to say Final Fantasy VII. It's nowhere near Final Fantasy VII. This is Final Fantasy. I know I mentioned earlier that Final Fantasy VII was my favorite Final Fantasy. Though the Final Fantasy 15 I thought was really well done. But yeah, no, we've been reminiscing about old games, old computers. Now, I think you've taken over Sprl's spot as the youngest person in the stream right now. And speaking of, I've been mentioning it to everybody that's come in. I've thrown a couple of new commands into Nightbot if you want to check them out. !command. We've got a couple good ideas as well for a couple more I'm going to have to work on as well. These guys just like to stun me and super annoying. At least they're not poisoned though. See, Spyro's paralyzed as well. They can easily decimate me just by keeping me all paralyzed. Yeah, I'm not the youngin' no more. Yay. Yeah, it's nice when you're not the youngest, that's for sure. Oh, and I guess we figured out I'm not the oldest, so I don't feel that bad anymore. I think it was a Grim. Oh, no, Big Edley. I think admitted. I think he's the oldest admitted one here. I don't know if he is the oldest or not, but he's the oldest admitted. There's a better way of saying that. I don't know. I'm getting a little paunchy here. We're getting pretty close to 10 o'clock. Who am I kidding? I'm always a youngin'. Me and Big Italy about the same age. Okay, that's good to know. Well, I'm going to use one lurk because I think I have overloaded my brain. All right, thanks a lot, White. Not a problem. I appreciate the lurk. I've only got about 15 more minutes left in me as well. Is everybody okay? Good. I have hardly even been paying attention to the game. We've been having a grand old time reminiscing about the classics for sure. Big Edley, I'm 48. I was born in October. How about you, Big Edley? I'm going to come up with a slightly better lurk one. That was just sort of 48 and 49. You guys are pretty close. That is for sure. I'm going to come up with a little bit of a White Knight Grim own one. Grim one. I've definitely come up with a better lurk message though. That was just something I saw. No Pro pops in every now and again and refreshes her lurk, and she does that exclamation mark lurk. And before I had a command set up, I was like, why is she doing that? That doesn't make any sense. And then I think I was watching her stream, and somebody did it, and she had a message pop up, and I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. That's definitely what I need to think about doing. So you won the game of life, the Grim Optimist. Everybody's just stunned. We're all doing good. Okay. What I might do... Actually, I'm going to get to the ladder. 15 minutes. We're doing... Come on. There we go. Go get down. Werewolves are not too tough, but I will focus on them. My birthday's in July. My birthday is in May. Yeah, it's coming up. I'll be 42 in May. Yes. Yeah, I'm only 41 right now. I can't believe I can't remember that now. I'd have to sit down and properly think about it, but no, it's 2018. I gotta be 40. I gotta be 41 right now. 27 in July. Yeah, no, you were definitely the youngest until White showed up. So it's the same, but mine is due to wrestling. Tell my aching back that I won because I don't feel like it. Oh, Grim, oh, Grim. Well, at least you're not lying down on the job in the game anymore. We had to go all the way back to town just because you wanted to take a lie down in the game. Actually, they rinsed us pretty good, so I'm surprised you're the only one lying down by the time we got back. But honestly, I don't feel it. Literally, I have gray in my hair. That's not good. You know what? Though some people just have gray hair early. I'm fairly, you know, most of the men on my dad's side haven't gone bald, so I'm feeling fairly confident about that. But I've got a buddy who I went to kindergarten with. I've grown up with him, and he started going bald fairly early on. Oh, one second here. Can I do it in here? I was going to use the tent. You cannot use it here. Okay. Let's use the tent here. And because we can save and it'll just bump everybody's health up a little bit. Now saving. It's stress, I think. I'll be 16 in September, so we have forever to wait. It's all stress, I think. You're not alone, Sprl. If I had hair, it might be gray. Lol. Lol, Big Edley. Yeah, no, I know I've got a couple. I got a lot of gray in my, in my stubble. It's funny because my soul patch doesn't really have any, but if I let my stubble grow out, I've got quite a bit of salt and pepper in my beard, but not a whole lot on my head yet. I am sure it is coming soon, though. Okay, I'm gonna go down because I know there's the other ladder on down at the bottom here. Monster Strike first. Missed. That is good. I'd like to see that. Darkness. I don't know what the darkness probably just lowers my attack percentage. It doesn't come up as a status or anything, so it's tough to say if it is that detrimental or not. Hey Grim, thank you for coming out. I appreciate it. Don't forget to ! bow or maybe one of the other commands. I'm going to come up with a lot more for the way out. A really good stream tonight. I know, I agree. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you for the chatter. I really appreciate it. Like I've said before, I've probably got a little over 10 minutes left of me anyways. But you have yourself a great night. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for the reminiscence. It's been a lot of fun. Making sure I haven't missed anything in the chat. I'm one more guy to fight. Lol, Jackal is the one able to grow a beard compared to me. Very little dextosterone. Well, I've been shaving since grade 8. So there's always that. And this here... No, I have shaved it off completely... Oh, maybe not for 10 years. I've done the full goatee, I've done the beard. Briefly, I'm not a big fan of beards. After a certain length, it gets really uncomfortable, but I'm sure this little batch here has been covered in hair probably for at least 10 years. Because I've been at electrical wholesalers where I work. I've been there for 11, and I know I shaved completely when I started there, clean shaven for that interview, but I don't know if I've completely shaved since. We need an encore. Yes, we definitely could use an encore. Hey Grim, thank you again. I don't know if you're still in there, but thank you. Jackalwolf stops what he's doing and bows in the Grim Optimist's direction, or general direction. I'm definitely going to have to tweak that one a little bit to make it more of a goodbye greeting or whatever, goodbye outro, rather than because that one's a little bit geared towards just sort of any time. But I definitely think I want to tweak that one to be a proper outro one. But yeah, I'm going to have to think about an encore one as well. That might be pretty good. I've got the dad joke, which is the one, it's my personal favorite right now, I think. Although the two that I added, the cute and the adorable for Creative Kitty, I thought were pretty nice. I think the cute one, is it the cute one or is it the adorable? One of them I like a little bit more than the other, but Grim, you are taking a lot of damage. I'm going to have to heal you up after this fight. It doesn't work quite so well if I'm not making a dad joke, but it is pretty funny. I still want to tweak it a little bit. I'm not quite happy with the wording, but that one will probably stay like that for quite a while until I come up with something better. It's the other one. It's the cute. It's the exclamation mark cute one is the one that I like for the Creative Kitty. Yeah, that's the one right there. She's probably listening in her bedroom, listening to me mention her name over and over and over again. I can't remember if I've actually shown her those yet. Because I don't think we had them when we were streaming the Garden Paws games. It was because of the Garden Paws games that I even thought to put them in. And they are a fun game. Like, I mean, a cutesy fun. I don't think if I was playing it by myself, I'd be that into it. Like, I would play it because I like those sort of garden-y type games, those Harvest Moon style, but I don't know if I would enjoy it as much. Oh, what am I doing? Magic, Creative Kitty, Cure, and we'll throw one on Grim. Actually, we'll throw two on Grim. But it's so cute, she says about the Grim Reaper. That is true. Yeah, it was maybe not the best timing or the best game for that, but it definitely. Oh, that was the door I was working my way up to. We got in here. What's the point of having a room with 3 doors? I don't know. I don't know what the point of having a room with 3 doors is. Actually, that ladder doesn't meet up properly. Oh, they can't get through there. Oh, these slimes. I don't like these slimes. They are annoying. The cute one reminds me of that Minion cartoon. It's so fluffy. Yeah, well, that was the that was in my mind when she was I think when I was talking about it on Twitter, that was it wasn't the Minions. It was the Despicable Me one with the little girl Agnes. That I was thinking of that when I posted that little GIF on Twitter about it when I was telling that little story. It does Spiral Queen, the scum of the earth. Yes. Oh, you're talking about the scum in here. Yeah, I know. They're just my least favorite. Because you got to get lucky to get a critical on them. Otherwise, you're doing 1 or 2 damage. And they could just like wear you down. So Creative Kitty's magic works the best on them for sure. Despicable Me, I couldn't think of it. I actually think of them as minions more than I think of them as Despicable Me now. Ooh, can we? Oh, there, we can't get in there. Just a short sword. I don't think that is going to be better for anybody. Weapon. Yeah, Jackal already had a short sword. No, I don't think that's going to be any better. what's over here? We got one more. Ooh, chest. Oh, battle. Banana. That's why I said Minions. Yeah, I definitely think of the Minions. I think they're actually making a Minions too. I believe I've heard that. And getting back onto the old retro track, I've heard that they're making a Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure 2, which I never would have thought was actually going to happen. But I know at least a couple of months ago I heard rumors that they were planning on doing that. So I think so too. Yeah, that's what I heard about the Minions 2. Or was that about the Jackal's Poison? Or was that about the Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? Oh, sorry, that would be Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure 3, because they've already got a 2. Thanks a lot, White. Thanks for coming out. I've got 5 minutes left myself, buddy. So thank you for coming out and chatting. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, I will see you either on the server or in another stream, either one of mine or one of yours. So I did watch the Avengers Infinity Wars. You know what? That was a great movie. I thought that was really well done. They did such a great job in that movie. It's the only other movie that I still liked it more, but I really enjoyed the Jackal's Poisoned. Treasure box is empty. That's just ridiculous. What was I saying? It's not status. Magic. No, what am I doing? I don't know why it pumps Creative Kitty all the way up to the top. It doesn't make any sense. Is it cure? No, 1 second. I gotta use an item. And it is the pure on Jackal. It was the Spider-Man movie, Into the Spider-Verse. I thought that they did a really, really good job on that. I know that's a DC, not a Marvel, but it was definitely one of the best DC movies in a long time. Since the last Batman movies, like Batman, what's his name, Christian Bale. Since the Christian Bale Batmans, I think the Teen Titans Go was pretty good as well for a kids movie. I thought that was pretty good, but I'm getting distracted here. What was I doing? Oh, I gotta reset. Nope, come on, back out. And flip those two. Yep, when you were about to crash, and hopefully. I hated the end of it, but I love Avengers movies. Spider-Verse won Animated Movie of the Year. Oh, it actually did it? You know what? It should have. It was amazing. Like, it was so well put together. I think between Marvel and DC, I like Marvel better. Marvel has definitely gotten the movies right way more than DC has. I forgot Wonder Woman was a really good DC movie as well. It was very well written, very well acted, but like the Batman vs Superman or Superman vs Batman, however it was contrived. It was a very contrived movie, and a lot of the DC movies feel like that. They feel very contrived, like they're trying too hard to make it a. Let's actually try ice. They're trying. And Sprl, you're poisoned. It feels like DC's trying too hard to make the movie, epic, and they're just not getting it. Grimm's poisoned again as well. I do like Batman though. Can't go wrong with Batman. Batman is probably the one DC exception that they've managed to do good movies. Okay, good. So that ice does work. That is good to know. Yeah, as soon as this battle's over, I think I'm going to call it a night. But Marvel has done their franchise much better than DC. Let's magic again, and we'll do another ice. I think they did a good job with Green Lantern. I did not see Green Lantern. Is that the one with who was the actor for Green Lantern? I can't remember. I can't remember who it was. I know it was somebody big. I can't remember now. Shazam. Oh, okay, I have seen trailers for Shazam, and I do think it's got possibilities. I think there's a chance that one might be, because one of the things I think DC lacks that Marvel has picked up on right from the beginning is that people are going into these movies to be entertained, but at the same time, they don't want the movie to take itself too seriously. Like, all of the Marvel movies have been... There's always that little bit of, self, like everybody knows it's a movie, sort of feel to it, like that. They don't take themselves... the Stan Lee cameos have always been that sort of like, hey, we know we're a comic book, we know we're we know we're having fun, and there's other moments in other Marvel movies that do the same thing, but I think that's the key, is where DC is just, so many of their movies have been so, they're taking the movie itself too seriously, and they're losing that that fun. Like, it's not a fun movie. Ryan Reynolds, that's who it was. But I think Shazam, did you actually used to watch the Shazam? I know of it. I've never actually seen it. I know of it more from, I don't know if you've ever watched Archer, but the guy who did the character, Billy Batson, I don't know if it says his name or if it was the actor's name, but he did a cameo in Archer, and I knew of the series. I've never actually watched any of it, but Shazam might be a good DC movie because it doesn't look like it's taking itself too seriously. Ain't Ryan Deadpool 2? He is, and that was true, because they're in the second Deadpool, which I didn't actually like as much as the first. He goes at the very end. There's in the credit scenes or whatever, he goes back and he ends up, I think, killing himself as Green Lantern. He does a couple of other things as well, but Billy Batson is the character's name who becomes Shazam. Okay. Okay. Okay, I gotta stop talking. It is after 10. This battle is done really quickly. We're gonna pure up Grim, and we are going to pure up Sprl. Everybody is healed. I keep playing that flute. And we want to flip Creative Kitty with Sprl. I think we'd be okay like that. And I'm going to call it a night, guys. Thank you all so much for coming out to the stream. I really, really appreciate it. Really quickly, is anybody interested in doing a raid? I know for the most of us, it is pretty late. Hey, good night, Sprl. Thank you for coming out. Don't forget the exclamation mark rose or the exclamation mark bow. I guess we're all doing. I should be doing. I gotta do one for everyone. That's something else I gotta add to the list, is my sort of goodbye to everybody. Actually, I gotta add a proper goodbye screen as well. But it's midnight for me, lol. So a quick show of hands. Anybody interested in me trying to raid somebody? Or actually, it might be just nice to do it, even if nobody sticks around. I may, if you guys don't mind, I may just do a quick raid on BJ and Co. I'm not going to stick around very well or very long myself. But again, they are fellow Canadians. I do know that they're streaming Civilization right now. I stay for the raid. Okay, give me a second here. I've just put off an infinity screen. Let me just flip over to... Actually, I am on my one. So before I do anything, guys, I just want to let everybody know that I really, really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun tonight. This has been probably one of my most fun streams. But thank you all. I hope to see you again. I should be back on Tuesdays. I probably do a couple more streams whenever I can throughout the week. And everybody, you guys have a great night. I really, really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. So good night, everyone.